The clock is ticking, and on May 2nd, Devin Haney faces the fight of his life against Jose Ramirez, a battle that will either make or break his career. Devin Haney is standing at a crucial juncture in his boxing career after a tumultuous encounter with Ryan Garcia that ended in controversy. Haney is determined to put the past behind him and continue his journey toward greatness. The fight, which took place last year, was supposed to be a defining moment for both fighters, but instead, it became a mess of legal disputes and questions about the legitimacy of Garcia's victory. For Haney, the road to redemption lies in his upcoming battle with Jose Ramirez on May 2nd at the iconic Times Square in New York. This fight is more than just a chance to get back in the ring. It's his ticket to securing a rematch with Garcia, a lucrative and career-defining opportunity that is already set to take place later this year in October. The stakes couldn't be higher, and Haney knows that every move he makes leading up to this fight will determine whether or not he has a future with Garcia or if his aspirations will be shattered. The previous fight with Garcia, which was called off after Garcia's failed drug test, left Haney with lingering questions and a thirst for redemption. The knockdowns he suffered and the loss of momentum during the match have fueled a fire within him. Fans, commentators, and even analysts were left wondering, can Haney bounce back from such a humiliating experience? The defeat, even though technically a no contest, was a blow to Haney's ego and to his standing in the world of boxing. The world had seen his vulnerability, and now all eyes are on him to see if he can return to his prime form. His upcoming fight with Ramirez is the moment when he has the chance to prove he still belongs at the top. If Haney can beat Ramirez, the road to a rematch with Garcia is wide open, and this could be the redemption story that so many have been waiting to see. However, if he falls short, he risks losing everything: the Garcia fight, the big paydays, and potentially his place in the sport. There is no room for error, and Haney is well aware of the gravity of the situation. Jose Ramirez is no stranger to big fights. The former WBC and WBO light welterweight champion has fought in some of the most grueling matches of his career and proven himself to be a formidable opponent. Ramirez's decision to move up to welterweight for this fight against Haney is not one he took lightly. The transition to a new weight class is always a gamble, and Ramirez is coming into this fight with the mindset that this is his last shot to reassert himself as one of the elite fighters in the sport. For Ramirez, this fight is more than just about winning. It's about ensuring his future in boxing. If he loses, his career could take a significant hit. But if he wins, he positions himself for even bigger opportunities, potentially facing top names in the welterweight division. He's aware that Haney, despite being the favorite in many circles, is still vulnerable. Haney's own struggles with Garcia and the ongoing uncertainty surrounding his ability to bounce back from such a tough loss only add fuel to Ramirez's fire. This is a fight that means everything for both men, and the tension is palpable as the date draws nearer. Haney, on the other hand, has been outspoken about his strategy and mindset heading into this fight. He's made it clear that his focus is entirely on Ramirez, despite the temptation of the Garcia rematch looming on the horizon. For Haney, the first step is getting past Ramirez, and he's determined to leave no stone unturned in his preparation. Training at Big Bear, California, Haney has been fully immersed in his boxing regimen, dedicating himself to the sport with a laser focus. The pressure to succeed is immense, and Haney knows that he has to deliver. He's also aware of the doubters, those who questioned his ability to recover after the Garcia fight, those who wondered if he had what it takes to come back from the physical and mental toll that a loss like that can take on a fighter. Haney, however, remains confident. He's told the media that he's been putting in the work, focusing on the technical aspects of his game and making sure he's in the best shape of his life. Despite his previous vulnerabilities, Haney feels that he's ready to step back into the ring and prove the critics wrong. In his mind, victory over Ramirez is the first chapter in his redemption story, a chapter that will lead to an even bigger moment when he eventually faces Garcia again. The reality of the fight is that Haney doesn't possess the knockout power that some of his contemporaries bring to the table. He isn't known for his devastating punches, and that could be an issue against a fighter like Ramirez, who is known for his toughness and resilience. Haney's strategy, as he's admitted, is likely to be a hit-and-run approach, using his speed and agility to avoid getting hit while scoring points. It's a strategy that's worked for him in the past, but it's also one that carries risks. When you're facing someone like Ramirez, who is relentless and determined, the question becomes, can Haney maintain that strategy for 12 rounds without getting worn down? He doesn't have the power to knock Ramirez out, so his best bet is to win on it. But with Ramirez coming in as a fighter who is hungrier than ever, looking to redeem himself after a tough couple of years, Haney may find that maintaining control of the fight won't be as easy as he thinks. The May 2nd fight is set to be a major event in the boxing, and it's drawing significant attention from both fans and analysts alike. For Haney, it's a moment that could either catapult him back into the limelight or mark the beginning of a downward spiral. A loss to Ramirez would likely put his career into a tailspin, while a victory could set him up for one of the most lucrative rematches in boxing history. The Garcia rematch has the potential to be massive, and Haney knows that everything he's worked for is on the line. As for Ramirez, this fight is his last opportunity to show the world he still has what it takes to compete at the highest level. If he defeats Haney, he could set himself up for some of the biggest fights of his career. But if he loses, it could be the end of his time at the top, as the welterweight division is filled with young, hungry talent looking to take his place. As the May 2nd fight, the pressure is mounting for both. Haney has already made it clear that his focus is on Ramirez, and he's not allowing himself to be distracted by thoughts of the Garcia rematch. He knows that to get to that point, he first has to prove that he can still be a force in the ring. Ramirez, for his part, is determined to make this his career-defining moment. The stakes are higher than ever for both fighters, and the outcome of this fight will determine the trajectory of their respective career. Fans are eagerly awaiting the outcome, and the boxing world is buzzing with anticipation. Will Haney rise to the occasion and prove that he still has the ability to dominate in the ring, or will Ramirez take advantage of his desperation and make a statement that will reverberate throughout the division? Only time will tell, but one thing is for certain. The drama and intensity of this fight will make it one to remember. As the countdown to the fight against Jose Ramirez continues, Devin Haney's mental state is coming under even more scrutiny. The pressure of his past failures, especially the defeat to Ryan Garcia, has left a mark on Haney that he can't simply erase. There's no doubt that Haney is eager to prove himself again, but the question remains: is he mentally prepared for the challenges that await him in the ring with Ramirez? The pressure to perform is immense, and the weight of what's at stake, his future in the sport, and his potential rematch with Garcia, could either fuel Haney's determination or break him under the spotlight. As he walks into the ring on May 2nd, it will be more than just physical skill that determines the outcome. It will come down to his ability to maintain focus, withstand adversity, and fight through the doubts that may linger in his mind. For Ramirez, there's a different kind of pressure weighing on him. As a former world champion, he knows exactly what it takes to succeed at the highest level, but that experience is now under threat. A loss to Haney would deal a significant blow to his career, potentially ending his hopes of regaining a world title anytime. Ramirez has been vocal about this fight being his last shot at the big leagues. The pressure he feels is undeniable, and it only adds to the already high stakes of this bout. While Haney may be under the microscope for his questionable past performances, Ramirez is in a position where one loss could shatter his career. This sense of urgency will no doubt drive him to give everything he has in this fight, knowing that the repercussions of a loss could be dire. Both fighters are coming into this match with something to prove, and that's what makes it so compelling. Haney is determined to overcome the mental block caused by his loss to Garcia, while Ramirez is trying to prove that he's not just a former champion, but one who can still compete at the top level. Their contrasting motivations will play a huge role in how this fight unfolds. Will Haney rise to the occasion and show that he can still fight at an elite level, or will Ramirez capitalize on the pressure Haney is under and deliver a career-defining performance? Fans are eagerly waiting to see how this drama plays out, knowing that the outcome of this fight will likely have ripple effects throughout the boxing world. The potential for greatness is there for both men, but only one will walk away victorious.